Only 3 assists. An uncharacteristic contest for Chris Paul, who Lionel Hollins said before the game, without question, one of the top 10 players in the league, and he's showing why in this series.
Definitely, and not only one of the top 10 players in my opinion, but top 5 in not having to score, but can help your team out and influence them in so many positive ways. So him having a bad shooting night, to me, doesn't say anything else except some shots have gone in and out. But as long as there's time, it's time for him to get other guys involved, and we know he pulls tricks out the bag all the time.
The Memphis Grizzlies, of course, have been a dominant team at home this year. Said they had won 11 in a row before their upset loss in Game 1. Ball with the 2 free throws, now with 9. And a steal by Paul. Mayo is back, and he's called for the blocking foul, and Chris Paul will go to the stripe again.
Great job by Chris Paul of taking advantage of a 2-guard, dribbling the ball. Conley is the main ball handler of this Memphis team. Once he's on the bench, ball handling might be a weakness on this Memphis team, and you see automatically Chris Paul picking up the defense at half court, getting the steal.
Led the NBA in steals for the 4th time in 5 years. TNT this June. The end is just the beginning. From executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television, Falling Skies. Don't miss the 2-hour season premiere, Sunday, June 17th at 9, 8 Central, only on TNT. And for the latest, like us on Facebook. Paul with 4 free throws in the last 14 seconds. 17-point lead.
Love the adjustment that Memphis made right there. They had a turnover. What do? They put Gilbert Arenas in the game so they can have another ball handler who can score as well.
He's got the ball. He's got the shot. 3-point attempt missed. Blake Griffin. And 1 minute and 40 seconds. Bo Williams getting it back from Griffin. Griffin working his way in. Fouled by Gasol. And Gasol picks up his 4th foul. And Griffin holding on to his left knee. Blake Griffin.
Reggie Evans just called for the trainer to come over.
Griffin missed the 09-10 season with a knee injury. The #1 overall pick in 09 has not missed a game since, but holding on to the left knee.
I don't care what time of the season it is, what the stakes you're playing for are. As an opponent, you don't like seeing injuries because you know it can happen to you at any time.
And we're not going to project here because we don't know, but look how injuries have affected the playoff series. And we can go down the line, and of course leading the way, Derrick Rose with the Chicago Bulls, and then you can talk about others as well.
You're just so right, Dick. No, I'm not saying that he's hurt. I just mean guys on that bench, they're looking and saying, wow, I'm a big fan of his. I hope he's not hurt as well.
I think the Grizzlies are hoping he's not hurt as well. Really,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
no matter what the stakes are, you don't want to see someone go down. Even if you don't know if they're hurt, you just don't want to win that way. You don't want anybody to go through it because it can happen to anyone at any time.
It's a fraternity you guys have.
It definitely is. And, you know, even things like this, just as a player, I just don't like watching him hold it. He could be okay, and it may not be a problem, but just certain things you just don't like to see your comrades do, and that's one thing, holding, you know, body parts because they may be hurt.
Hey, you've been there.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And even the guys on the other team wish me well going off that court. That's how I know you don't want to see anybody hurt. And I think it's very classless of these people booing a man as he walks off the floor, not knowing if he's hurt or okay. That should change the cheers very soon. Well, that's a very classless act by these fans who have more class than that.
Let's see if Griffin stays on the bench or goes into the locker room. And question is, will he shoot the free throws? That is the same knee that he injured 3 years ago.
And you know, Dick, these free throws are so important because if he does not shoot the free throw, he cannot come back in. So it is very important to see if he's healthy enough to come shoot the free throws, then get looked at by the medical staff. Right here you see another look, and if you look right here, his left foot gets caught. The right foot is awkward. You can't guesstimate at what happened, but you don't like seeing that. And Chris Paul is going to try to take advantage of this technical free throw.
So the technical foul, and then if he can't shoot the free throw, Lionel Hollins gets to pick who does shoot the free throw. The technical foul was on Marc Gasol, and Paul made good there. And here comes Griffin, going to come out and shoot it. And look at Chris Paul walking with him.
Oh, and look at Chris Paul. Chris Paul went to the bench and said, you better come shoot this free throw if you're available to, because you can't come back in if you don't.
First career playoff double-double, and the foul, the technical on Gasol was for complaining to the official. And Griffin makes the free throw.
He's still working that knee, doing a couple knee bends there at the free throw line before he gets the free throw.
Gasol on the bench with his fourth foul. And Griffin, 1 out of 2, stays in the game. Check what kind of condition you think he may be in, C-Web.
Definitely don't like this gait. When you have knee problems, it's hard to stop. You saw him skipping down, which means he doesn't have to run so fast and stop on the dime. Hopefully it'll loosen up as the game goes on.
Spates shooting over Evans hits. Maurice Spates giving the Grizzlies a 17-point lead as we wind down to a minute remaining in this third quarter. 5 technical fouls on the Clippers and 1 on the Grizzlies. Pondexter with the steal with under a minute to play. Mayo inside to Spates, and they got all ball there. Great play. Nick Young comes out with it and gets credit for the block. Half a minute to go, and a 3 by Chris Paul. Paul hitting his first three-point basket of the game now with 15 points. Griffin also has 15.
Griffin just doesn't look too good, Dick, the way he's running.
You're right. Gamely hanging in there, C-Web.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
14-2 run, and it's a 14-point game. And there's a steal again by Paul. Chris Paul blocked by Mayo out of bounds. And they're going to count the basket. Goaltending called against Mayo. And credit the basket to Chris Paul.
Great effort on both ends. Look at Paul. The speed, get there. And Mayo says, I'm not going to give that up. Don't know how you can judge that, but great play, great block, great goaltending.
Yeah, that was a great play by Mayo.
Definitely.
Because he had a long way to run, and a 14-2 run in the last 3 minutes. And now a 12-point game. Here's Mayo scooping it up. And it comes down to Paul. Paul's shot as the clock winds down. And the Los Angeles Clippers, who have a hobbled Blake Griffin in there, down by 24 at one point, have come back to halve the deficit, 77-65. Do the Clippers have another miraculous comeback in them? We'll see.
Every
See what this Clippers game can do in the fourth quarter. How do you preserve a 12-point lead?
We just got to keep being aggressive, stay poised, stay confident, and play our game. We can't get caught up in the nonsense and get technical fouls and all the stuff that's been going on in the third quarter.
All right, coach, thank you.
And we're underway in the fourth quarter. 12-point game. Nick Young short with it. And Spates trying to save it and barely does. Chris Paul, by the way, had 10 points in the last 2:20 to key the 14-2 run, C-Web.
I guess that technical really helped him out there.
Spates, big basket. A 2-point field goal for Maurice Spates.
Get a little more outside shooting when Spates is in the game. probably their best big man shooter. Did a great job this year filling in for Zach, getting more time in this game.
Clippers were down by 24 at one point, 75-51. Cut it to 12, and now Spates gets the first field goal, and coming back is Williams missing the shot for the Clippers.
Memphis put Pondexter on Chris Paul that time to give him a little size, defensive matchup switch-ups.
And Spates, no basket. Game one, Clippers trailed by as many as 27 points. And they were down by 21 going into the fourth quarter. That was a historic comeback, to be sure. And tonight, they've been down by as many as 24. Foul was on Evans, his third. Here is Conley. Conley playing with 4 fouls, as is Gasol, who's out on the court, and a block made by Martin out of bounds. Kenyon Martin has been a superb shot blocker in this series.
Kenyon Martin just shows you that he's still a defensive problem in this league. Even if you drive on him, he doesn't have to come from the weak side to block it. He's an on-the-ball defender. Good job by Martin. 5
seconds for the Grizzlies to attempt a shot. Here's Zach Randolph over Reggie Evans. And Paul the rebound. Dick Stockton, Chris Webber, Jamie Maggio here, game 5 here at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. Clippers with a win would wrap up this series in 5. Grizzlies trying to stay alive, and the runner by Mo Williams. And now it's down to 12 again. Last time the Clippers were down by 12, other than a moment ago, was with 4 minutes left in the second.
What type of poise, what type of mental mind state do these Memphis Grizzlies have? Are they going to bail out with easy shots, or are they going to go inside out like they've been doing?
And Gay turns it over. Caron Butler doing the job. And here is a 3 missed by Williams. Rebound offensively by Reggie Evans, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Clippers are 18 of 25 from the free throw line. Evans is 31% in this series from the line. Jamie, you have an update on Blake Griffin.
Yeah, Dick, it appears that Blake Griffin hyperextended his left knee. The medical staff is examining him now on the end of the bench. His return is questionable.
All right, thank you, Jamie.
You know, Dick, the difference between now and the first half, teams have switched roles. Memphis is going inside out, playing together team ball. Chris Paul wasn't playing that well. Second half, Chris Paul getting everyone else involved. Memphis not playing team ball. 2
free throws by Evans, who's a 31% shooter in this series. A good one now. It's a 10-point game, 79-69. Just the start of things here in the fourth in Spates. And the rebound coming down to Martin.
To my point, they haven't even done a pick and roll, passing it back to Rudy Gay for a long jumper. But you do that to Spates, who's a big guy. You're not playing the ball that got you here.
Clippers can make it a single-digit deficit here. And Evans hard off the glass.